Bonjour, good morning, everybody. I would first as well like to acknowledge that we are on the unceded territory of the Katzie First Nation. As well, I'd like to acknowledge all our distinguished guests, our new mayor-elect. I think it's fitting that you're here to see this because this is the potential of where Maple Ridge can go. And this is extremely exciting. For the last 3 years, this is what we've been working towards with the city, our innovation in emerging city concepts. This is what it's all about. And of course, the whole team at Left. Thank you, and it's great to be here. Canada's a great country, but like our Prime Minister is fond of saying, better is always possible. I think he might have taken that from your back wall there. So what did that mean? What does that mean to the people in our riding? We have an ambitious innovation agenda. Our government has made historic investments in the area of science and technology to build the jobs of the future and to grow our economy. You're giving me the heckling too, eh? I'm in the House of Commons right now. We've launched our innovation and skills plan that invested in measures that will deliver simpler, more efficient, and coordinated support to our entrepreneurs and businesses. We also launched the Innovation Supercluster Initiative, which challenged industry and academia to work together to establish 5 innovation hubs across the country focused on creating new middle-class jobs and growing our economy. A $950 million investment, which requires each group to match funds. In fact, right here in British Columbia in the Lower Mainland, we are now home to the new digital supercluster, building on the world-class digital technology industry that we already have here in the Lower Mainland. This supercluster will focus on growing industries such as digital healthcare, which is projected to be a $322 billion worldwide market by 2020. This can put us in front of that. That's the whole point. To support the scale-up and growth of our businesses and innovators, we need to ensure Canadian research translates to Canadian innovation and Canadian middle-class jobs. As chair of the Industry, Science and Tech Committee, I get to see firsthand through our studies the challenges and the opportunities faced by our entrepreneurs and the recommendations made to the government. We consulted, we listened, and we're taking action, such as launching Canada's first ever national intellectual property strategy, investing over $85 million over the next 5 years, which will help to create more middle-class jobs and help grow our economy. In addition to protecting Canadian innovation, we also believe that these new technologies and innovations must be understood and built upon for future generations. For that reason, I'm proud to say that our government has invested over $50 million over the next 5 years into CanCode, which seeks to train youth in computer coding skills and digital literacy. The reality is a wealth of jobs of the future will be tech and digital based, so it's important for us to help launch a new generation into this field. Equipping the new generation with hands-on learning is crucial. That's why we invested in the MITACS Internship Program. In fact, we've invested $221 million into MITACS, which will open up the current 2,500 paid internships to 10,000 paid internships. And that's fantastic. When you hear all the stories and you're going to start to see them, I think it's amazing. The MITACS program is what brings us here today to a little company called, which is thinking outside and to the left of the box. Outside and to the left of the box. Left, as many of you know, is a tech company in Maple Ridge that works to address the challenge of connectivity, helping to close the digital divide for many Canadians living outside major metropolitan areas. It's no surprise to hear in their latest partnership ever, Left and the University of Guelph are developing a plan to improve connectivity in Canada's north in the remote community of Rigolet. Their Right Mesh technology will help to address the effects of climate change, emergency response, environmental and health monitoring applications, as well as many others. This is really an exciting time because we know that there is a digital divide. When we look across our country, our major centers are serviced, but our remote communities are not. And if we can get those remote communities up and running and to work, as a nation, we will succeed. Supported by a combined grant of $2.13 million. This will allow up to 120 graduate students over the next 5 years and attract talent from universities across the country in order to work on and implement their right mesh technology. And it's exciting because we're attracting that talent right here to Maple Ridge. It's time we put Maple Ridge on the page and people get to know who we are. We know the jobs of the future depend on programs such as MITACS, programs that spur innovation and keep our economy moving forward, and it is clear that LEFT encompasses these values in everything it does. Our economy is changing, and I'm thrilled to see a company based out of our community taking such a strong leadership role in using the technology of today to make a better world for tomorrow. It's amazing to see LEFT promoting local innovation here at home while creating jobs and opportunities for our community. And I want to thank John and the whole team at LEFT for really taking the lead and blazing a trail path forward, that taking advantage of the opportunities that are out there. You really do set an example, and I've been amazed that every time I come here, the openness and the way that you harness the power of your team, that's the future of where we go. So merci beaucoup, everybody. Thank you very much for having me here, and I look forward to a great many things to happen in the future. Thank you.